Rakic versus Blachowicz. Now, where do you begin? You know, guys, maybe I should begin with amending a statement because I have told you numerous times my displeasure with Jon as it pertains to the media. That's all gone. Jon Blachowicz did a piece. They played it prior to the card, if you guys happen to see it. Like what you would consider a countdown show, a 24/7, I don't know what they called it. But it was that theme, and they sat with Blachowicz, and they had him reflect back. They had him reflect over his career. They carried him through the match with Adesanya and what he's feeling, what was he thinking. They carried him through the match where he lost his championship in surprising fashion to Glover Teixeira, what he was feeling, what he was thinking. Jon was awesome. He was a very interesting guy. And I like anybody, this is a personal statement, I like anybody that likes where they're from. I love my hometown. I was born here. I will die here. I will never leave. But I like other guys that are like that. That's just a personal choice. But Blachowicz very much was doing this and pursuing this journey to bring victory and honor to his hometown. I liked it, and I also didn't know that about him. So I'm just sharing with you anything that I've ever said where this guy doesn't have the charisma, doesn't have the charm, doesn't have the words. Yes, he does. He's just never used it before. Like, if you weren't a Jon fan prior to this, but you watched this piece, I'm very confident in telling you, you are much more interested in Jon. So I've got to amend that statement. This is not a dull guy. He just didn't have his breakthrough moment. This was it for me. Him being vulnerable, him being down, him re-showing his hunger. He talked about this, all the things that he was going to do different. He must win this match. He must win this next match. It happens that it's against Rakic, who's a killer, but Jon's not deterred. Now, that's the good news for Jon. I would furthermore offer for you, I like a guy who's excited to win, and I don't give a goddamn how he did it. I cannot believe we as a community had to question Sterling the night he won a world championship. There's many ways to win a fight. And while the ones that you think of decision, submission, or knockout, there's more ways. We didn't write the rule book, but we did agree to abide by them. Disqualification is one of the ways. Forfeiture, I don't know what you call what happened with Rakic. I imagine that will go down if I was to go look on Sherdog right now as a TKO. But I'm just sharing with you, essentially, it's a forfeiture. It's a, hey, whoa, stop. Doesn't matter if it's in between rounds or it's during the fight. Hey, whoa, stop. And what I'm sharing for you is most guys would not take pleasure in that, particularly in a contest that you were very clearly losing. But Blachowicz did. He celebrated. He was happy. All he wanted to do was leave there without a blemish. He succeeded. He worked hard. He stayed in the battle. He worked through some tough positions. And whatever happened, happened. He got his hand raised, which is what he set out there to do. I personally like that. I don't think he owes anybody an explanation. I don't think he owes anybody an apology. And because of the way he handled it and the genuine glimmer and excitement within his eye, I don't think he's going to be asked for an apology. I think it was perfect. I really do. This was the number one contender and the former champion who got, prior to the fight, a confirmation by the sitting champion, who is Glover. I will give the winner of this contest a title fight. That doesn't make it so, but that's still a very big motivator, and that is a key factor that will be considered. It's very helpful, and in that case, it's going to be Blachowicz. Now, for Glover to follow through on that, or for us to even have this conversation as we move down the road, Glover's got to have the championship. Different conversation. Good spot for Jon. I didn't mind how he handled it at all. In fact, I liked it. Let's go to Rakic. I knew and I firmly believed this was the guy. Not only is Rakic going to win this contest, become the number one contender, Rakic's going to go and be the world champion. I believe that. I like his style. I like his activity. I am impressed with his power. He's also got a great body for that division. He's got just enough height, just enough size, just enough strength. Like, there's a lot of things in Rakic's favor. And he has always looked spectacular, but this is going to be a tough one. This is a former world champion. This is the number one guy in the world. How are you going to do? Rakic, great. Rakic won every part of that fight. Rakic's taking Blachowicz down, which nobody else has succeeded in doing. And don't think you have to correct me and tell me Blachowicz has been down before. Rakic was able to do it. Rakic was getting it done on his feet. Rakic was kicking ass. Like, as good as I thought Rakic was going into this contest, all it did was solidify it, but maybe almost make me think, hey, that guy's a little bit better than I gave him credit for. I thought he was going to be the next world champion. Rakic is that good, and he proved it in this contest, at least for me. Is that not what everybody else saw? This was a very dominant fight by Rakic. Then he hurts his knee. A report comes out that it was blown out. I didn't see that, but you win it, right? I mean, this injury wasn't the same as far as an optic standpoint, the visibility of, say, if you wanted to compare it to what happened with Anderson against Weidman or Weidman against Uriah Hall. It wasn't visible. I don't really know what a blown out knee would look like, but they reported that it was blown out, and I know that that's a great injury. Rakic got up. He walked out on his own. He put a smile on his face. He went over and congratulated his opponent. I thought both of these guys served themselves very well. One was ranked 1, one was ranked 3. I think skill-wise, maybe we've got that backwards, but the rankings are going to move forward. Quick recovery for Rakic is my hope. I do believe he'll return to something very big. I think that everybody, as far as entering the contest, stays where they were. No bounce, but no decline. Equally as important. It was a good contest. Glover liked it. Blachowicz won. Nothing else to see here.